stupid more. The heat goes down, you're like, oh, fuck this. It's like 4 a.m. and you're like, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm done with this shit. So you're in your blanket, and I don't know how many of you guys live in Russell Towers, but I do, yeah. 4 a.m., the fucking fire alarm went off. I get up, the first thing I'm thinking, oh no. I don't know what side of the fucking store. So first, there's a couple people hiding in the room. I'm like, no thanks, no thanks. So I actually went down the hill, glare ice, almost broke my ankle. And I'm thinking that's great. I'm like, oh, DACA. Shelter. This is amazing. No. Some stupid drunk fucking freshman decided they didn't know how to get into DACA after hours. They're thinking, how do you get in? Why the fuck do you think you have a one card? Like, if that entire night wasn't completely fmylife.com worthy, seriously, I don't know what is. You guys feel like fmylife.com? I don't know how you guys, but it makes my life feel makes me feel so much better about my life. I was actually on there the other day, and I found this really great one. This girl had uploaded something that said, so, today I told my mother that I have bulimia, and she proceeded to look at me, smile, and say, well, that clearly isn't working out for you. Maybe you should try anorexia. Isn't that awful? I actually really like when people go up to me and they say, oh, have you lost weight? Even if I haven't, I'm like, hell yeah, I have. Because you guys know what question comes out that, oh, what diet do you want? I like to look at them serious and say, Matt? Yeah, not really. I was kind of a loser in high school, and everybody else graduated high school in here. Graduated high school? Took me 4 years to graduate high school. Thank you. There's one really comes to mind when I'm thinking about high school. Has to do with starting, actually. You know, sneezing and farting at the same time. I was really sick during my senior year. It was like probably March, and I'm sitting in my English class, and the most popular guy sat behind me, and he was also a big asshole too. Completely gorgeous. I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting in class doing my work, and I feel a sneeze coming on. I'm like, oh, okay. So let's get a tissue, blow my nose, no big issue. I sneeze, and this giant fucking fart comes out, blows right in his face. I scream. And this farting in the guy's face wasn't bad enough. I'm sitting turning around like, oh, my foot's off the ground. And so of course he thinks it's the funniest thing. After he's laughed his ass off to my face, I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck. He's in every one of my classes. So he of course tells everybody he knows, since he's the most popular guy in school. Everybody in school knew about this. So I'm like, oh shit. So the rest of my senior year, I was affectionately known as including graduation. So, do you guys register for your class yet? You guys make everything you need to? I actually, when I was registering, I didn't get into one of the classes I wanted. The American porno. I was like, shit. So I emailed the professor and I asked him, like, is there any way I can get into this class, get a red card or something? He goes, only if you sleep with me. No thank you. So I went on fmylife.com and I uploaded that. And my sister found it actually. She's like, is this true? I'm like, wait, how do you know that was me? You told me last night when you were drunk. I actually just turned 21 recently. Anyway, I'm 21 in here. I like the bar. Anybody love Hooligan? I love Hooligan. Thank you, yeah. They actually have this wonderful drink there called Hooligan Punch. Anybody in here try Hooligan Punch? It is absolutely fantastic. I actually figured out a recipe for it after coming across it 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. There is tequila in it. There's rum in it. There's vodka in it. Then you take those 3 alcohols and you mix them together in a jug of Bad Decision. 2 or 3 of those in, you're like, I'm a fucking superhero. You don't give a shit what people are thinking. And you're like, okay, gotta walk home. It's not a good idea. The floor is spinning, and you're like, oh shit, this really fucking sucks. So you finally get past all the cops and the RAs, you're like, oh, this is great, yeah. No, if you live in Uptown or Russell Towers, guaranteed you're gonna have a fucking fire alarm. You're in bed, you're like, I'm drunk, I wanna fucking sleep. So you're sleeping in, of course you hear that, Any of you do recreational drugs? That's a lot. I found out that a lot of people in college, there's a couple ways to deal with stress in college. You can meditate, exercise, eat right, healthy things. People like to ask me, like, wow, you're so calm all the time. How are you doing that? I'm like, I smoke a lot of pot. Thank you guys.